Right, let's see if that works. That seems to be very loud. And the game is working. We'll see if that works. Have game set. That sounds lol. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully you have me, but we'll go to Scotty now, coming through the final sector. The last couple of corners, and we'll jump on board with the Aston Martin driver. He comes towards the second last corner now, sixth gear, down into third, potentially second car, just hitting the clips of the ribs. He was in second there, so the revs were just not having fun. Not really towards the apex of the final corner. He comes towards the line to start. Well, what will be his first time here this evening. It's a 16.8 from the Aston Martin driver. He usually does a double out lap. They finally have me in terms of sound, so we'll go through your championship standings once again. Messages galore from drivers. We'll go to your tier 2 standings once again. So Scotty, your Aston Martin driver, leads just by 17 points from Parsable. In behind is Nigel, requiring a win and a fastest lap. Scotty having picked up points upon points upon points upon points this season. This is your final race. Championships are racked up. Constructors and the likes are all done and dusted. So only really one thing to wrap home about, and that's the championship between Scotty and Parsable. Only thing to run home about. Probably will be starting another flying lap shortly as he's jumping out of the way of a Mercedes, coming around through on a hot lap. But we'll jump on board with Scotty. We'll finally give you a proper hot lap with somebody's onboard Mercedes, just coming around the last couple of corners. Like I said, Aston Martin jumping out of the way. Here comes Scotty. We'll be starting another flying lap. Car's been in recharge his entire time. Coming around that final corner, just reluctant to bite at those front tyres. Opening DRS up into 8th gear, battery burning all the way down to turn 1. Just trying to brake at about 70 metres. He's braking a little bit early there. 5th gear through turn 1. Take as much speed as you dare through turn 2. And that wall on the right-hand side there. Definitely just trying to ask you to attack it there as you come down towards turn number 3, braking at about 70 metres once again, trying to get that car across as far as you can. And now we come through the car park. The car very, very loose for the Aston Martin driver as we come towards the back straight now. Black box, that's where you want to turn off the DRS. Braking and turning in just to that 50 metre board, taking a lot of grass on that front end tyre as we at the back straight now. And it's a long back straight, waiting as long as you can. In my opinion there, Mercedes not jumping out of the way there. That was Fury Strut. Impeding potentially on Scotty. I like to keep the tight line through there, and it's definitely the best line. Got to keep the car flat as fast as you can through 9 and 10. It's a purple middle sector. The Aston Martin driver as we come towards turn number 11. It used to be one of my favourite corners, this, but not been kind to me as of late. Just trying to attack that curve as much as you can. Car very, very unstable from the Aston Martin driver. This is a flat out right-hander. We can hear him lift on the throttle there as he's just reluctant to bite. Doesn't seem like Aston Martin have given him all but the correct setup here. Maybe they've already moved towards the 2026 car as he powers towards the line for the second time on that same set of tyres as he said his first lap. Bit of a confidence run, find himself a 10th, but well, it's given us a little bit left to be desired by the Aston Martin driver. And he's going to require a good strategy if he wants to be able to find himself up towards the top of the timing tables. And a fresh pair of softs as well. So, a lot to be desired. But Nigel doing everything he needs so far in order to win this championship. And we might need to do some championship standing calculations. But he's doing everything required of him to try and win this championship so far. As my keyboard is completely frozen. Gotta love the technical issues that we're having so far. And reserve of El Maco Jacko Mako coming back in for this one. Like we said, Scotty, a man that's got many things left to be desired here this evening. Not that big of a gap between him and other cars, but definitely got to play around with those battery modes. Taking a lot of curb on his in lap there. Just trying to see if he can test the limits as he comes towards pit lane. Car's slowly in and around the circuit now. But plenty of time on the board. We're looking towards a 15 for pole. Anything in the 14s is, well, within a pretty decent lap as Scotty comes towards the pit lane. Maybe something in the setup he's got to change. Just those front tyres reluctant to grip up, reluctant to turn in. Maybe some understeer on the setup as well. So, we'll see what he can do. We've got Yil Harry coming through the middle sector. He seemed to be up 0.4 of a second. He's got a lot of time to find if he wants to be able to fight for pole position. More time than many as he comes towards 9 and now 10. This is where the car's just reluctant to bite, and there we go, an invalidation. It was only going to be a matter of time before we saw one. Now we've got Freeze up on his time as well, 9 and 10. How are those track limits for him? In the Alpine, are reluctant on those curbs. Just seems like these cars are not having too much fun out on the Albert Park Street Circuit at the moment as he comes towards turn 11 now, and now towards as he powers himself down to 12. Just trying to get those fronts in order to turn in away from the apex there. Means he's got to carry less speed in order to stay within those track limits. And I think he's pulling her into the pit lane, and he definitely is. So grass on that front tyre as he comes in the pit lane. And locking up as he does so. Oh, 3 minutes to go in qualifying. It'll be El Mako. He'll lead us away with the outlaps. He's gone very, very early in terms of an outlap, so not sure what his kind of idea is, but he's definitely got pole to fight for. 0.3 to find. Parsable, plenty of time to find. I think for those trying to play home, I think Scotty needs to finish P8 or lower, and Parsable needs at least P2 at the end of this race in order to win the Drivers' Championship. So, will be a close one, folks. So I've got the McLaren coming through the last sector now, and well, I'm not quite sure, but why has nobody come out of pit lane just yet? People clearly want quick out laps, and that's not really the play around Australia. Not really sure why we're wasting 2 minutes of time waiting. Maybe we're just trying to wait for the McLaren. Now cars slowly peeling out of pit lane. Jacko will be starting his time, and well, it's fair to say he might be able to find himself some traffic on this lap. Finding himself some time as he comes towards turn number 1. Not taking as much curb as he'd like. An Alpine just there in his rear view as he powers himself down. He's put the car in recharge mode, so he must have already been on a hot lap. And, well, it's fair to say time to be found by a lot of these drivers. Nigel, our current man looking towards pole position. He's currently the favourite. In front of him is one of the Williams. And that isn't Yil Harry, so must be his teammate. Levo. Stay with Nigel. Knows he needs pole position. He knows he needs to be starting at the front. He knows he needs to win, and he knows he needs fastest lap. He's powering himself towards the line. We have yellow flags out through that middle sector. It'll be the kick to be starting the first flying lap. But we'll go to one of our championship protagonists. Is it Scotty or is it Parsable that's ahead? It's Scotty, so we'll jump over to Scotty on his outlap. We'll keep an eye on how Nigel goes through this first sector. But Scotty, right now, is currently behind his championship protagonists. Just slowing up. A Williams driver looking to be very, very close in behind the Aston Martin driver. They seem to be starting their flying laps. Have the RB of Parsable following just in behind. Number 93, Mr. Scotty. Scotty the Shark. As he powers himself out through turn 1 and now turn 2, turn 2. Not pushing the limits just as much as he can there. How much time can he find? How much time did he leave on his lap? Williams jumping out of the way of an RB there. It's just because of the championship protagonist, or maybe a mistake was made. Timer is done. That's qualifying over. Scotty coming towards the end of the sector now. What can he find in terms of time? Has he found much time through this first sector? He hasn't. He's currently down on his delta, so first blood will be elsewhere. But Nigel's up a 10th. So where Scotty's down a 10th and a half, seems to be Nigel's found a 10th and a half. He comes himself down towards the last 2 corners of this racetrack, powering around the last corner, just trying to dip that car in as early as he possibly can and carry as much speed as possible. DRS for the final time here in qualifying for Nigel. It's a 16 flat from him, so time to be left. Scotty, what can he find? Or is it going to be Parsable who can fight for pole here as he comes towards turn 11? And he's definitely hit the wall there. Or maybe that was just some form of a glitch we found on stream. Time is being found by our drivers left, right and centre. He powers himself down the hill. Jetman jumps himself up towards the front, and so does Fury. So time is being found, but has any been found by the Aston Martin driver, or is it going to go elsewhere in terms of time? He powers himself towards the line now. Parsable will be following close in behind. No time time found for Scotty. What about Puzzle? He's found himself time. P4, not quite enough in terms of championship standings. What about T Salmons? How's he coming? 2.5 tenths found. He's going to be jumping up. Jetman has left the session as we power towards the line. T Salmons, 2 tenths found by him. That's qualifying over for our drivers here. Well, I'm not sure if that's some form of issue or if we've got a red flag, so just checking that one there, folks. Potentially, if it's another red flag, well, I'm going to bed. But pole is Nigel's, followed by Jetman from Furion. Not quite the times I was expecting from these drivers. I was expecting somebody to be able to put it into the 15s, but doesn't seem like they were able to. And that is qualifying over. Well, it's fair to say, Scotty, a lot left to be desired on this racetrack. And if someone watching the chat can let us know on required positions in terms of championship standings, points, all those good things, that'd be great. But Nigel from Jetman on that front row, Fury, Luke, the teammate of Parzelville, maybe being able to do some assistance with his teammate there from Parzelville from T Salmons. Jacko back in a car, reserving Scotty, Levo, Tetris, Freeze, and Ilhari there. So definitely time to be desired by these drivers. Close fight for pole position towards the end there. A lot of these drivers separated closely, so it's going to be hard to make positions. We all know it's very hard to make overtakes around Australia. And, well, we'll see if there are any lobby issues or anything. But no messages as of yet. Whilst we await a race start, why have they put us in a car? Oh, they've put us in a car. Well, that's great. Best turn my wheel on so I don't kill someone. Open up the Fanatec software. Just to announce to drivers, I will drive her back to pit lane. I will put that announcement in the tier 2 chat. Just putting a message out into the chat. So I just need to check. Oh, and it looks like the timer's started. So looks like we'll be doing the race start from the car. Bit of an awkward one, I must admit. Hopefully the stream is still up. But here we go. Drivers counting down. We might be able to get an early call on tyres in terms of what people are desiring in terms of tyre choice. Or maybe I can take you through maybe a little bit of a lap of Australia. Looks like hards for a lot of the field. Some drivers electing mediums. Lights are going out as we speak. It's 5 red lights. And we are go juice, I guess, if you want to call it that way. No force feedback from me as we currently speak. As we power our way towards turn number 1, we can see a couple of people going 3, if not 2 wide. And Aston leading from a couple of drivers. Drivers going quite slowly. There's front wing all over the circuit of the track, so that's damage for someone. It looks pink. It might be an RB. I'll put the car in here because currently I can't drive it with no force feedback, which is absolutely amazing. Gotta love this game. Enable. No, I want to enable it, please. Sorry, we will get back to it in a moment's notice, ladies and gentlemen. But, enable. Nope, still have no force feedback. Oh, that's because I will be in the wrong Fanatec software profile. Beautiful. I'm just trying to get it back to pits, ladies and gentlemen, so I do apologise. Setup 1. That's what we needed. Did tell people to wait, but people didn't want to wait, so... Oh my god. This setup is so bad. Looks like fighting away at the front there. Maybe an RB trying to make some moves. Aston Martin seems to have made some moves. We can see at the track map in the bottom left-hand corner. 2 Aston Martins up towards the front of the field. Still no force feedback from me. Nigel still leads away from the field. Gil Harry is in pit lane, so it might have been him. That we saw getting front wing damage. But we will retire the car, retire from session. That's a great way to start a championship fight. And we will turn the wheel off as well. Shut down the Fanatec profile so that doesn't scream at me for the rest of the race. And we're back to the racing action. Well, it definitely was Parswell picking up front wing damage off that start. He's dropped a large amount of positions. We'll check... nope. We want tyres. That's what we want for the first. So, different tyre choices are plenty. And the first thing for me to check is over at Parswell's car. Has he got any front wing left? And while it does look like he has front wing, it just seems to be a bad start on those medium tyres. An undercut definitely to come. Looks like might already be a move aplenty around the outside as we come towards turn number 1. T-Summers jumping out of the way. Comms and race. Oh, I could have done that. I was thinking about it. But Parswell making a move there. DRS gaps are plenty already in the field. Scotty being gathered by Luke. It's hard to gain here after lap 1. Just because that DRS so powerful. Freeze now in the way. Parswell's got to be able to make that move as we come towards turn number 1. Definitely got a lot more straight line speed, and that DRS is definitely assisting. Looking, nothing as of yet. Freeze, definitely one of our slower drivers in today's field. We power our way down towards turn number 3 now, looking at the outside. Defending away is the Alpine. More straight line speed on the RB around the outside. Too much patience being shown by Parswell. We know he's quick around here. I know he's quick around here. And someone tapping a wall there, we could hear it. Seems to be Nigel and Fury leading away. Levo already picking up a penalty. Well, it's a little bit of a skill issue of some description, in my personal opinion. A 3-second time penalty within the first 3 laps. As Parswell now looking towards to make that move, trying to power his way towards the Aston Martin. Looking at around the outside as we come towards turn number 9, side by side, the Alpine and the RB. It's pink on pink, or pink on blue and pink and white as the move is being made by RB driver with Parswell around the outside just before turn number 9 as he powers his way, just trying to find his way up towards Scotty now. We've got Nigel and Fury as well leading away. Not sure if Jetman was able to get back in, but I assume he was. I've retired from the session. Let's see if Fury can make a move here, maybe. I know Fury and Parswell mates on and off track. Most certainly on it. So can Fury try and make a move as we power our way down towards turn number 1 now? Has the Mercedes driver got anything to be able to make a move now? Nothing just as of yet. DRS, well, is definitely being gapped. Some form of setup issue from Scotty. I've not quite sure what that Aston Martin driver's kind of got in the tank. Number 99, just trying to chase down number 93. Well, he's going to be in DRS next time by, so maybe it's going to be in Scotty's best interest not to fight his championship protagonist. Just in terms of a risk, what that could do to both cars. Scotty going with that alternative strategy as well, so Hards maybe not firing up just as the way they'd like against the medium tyre. He's got to be able to make the moves and make the moves now. He's got to stretch those tyres out as much as possible. He's 4 tenths up on his best time so far. DRS open next time by for the RB driver. Nigel going with those medium compound of tyres, clearly not phased about fastest lap. 6 tenths away as we come towards turn number 9. Here we go. Parswell, can he make a move like he did before? No DRS for Scotty. We could see his rear wing was closed as he entered the braking zone. So nothing for him. But nothing as of yet. Tetris and T-Salmon side by side as they come through just into the last sector now. He's got to be able to make moves. Jetman's finding time on the drivers in front, so maybe a little bit of battling, or Nigel's just trying to slow them down. Looks like Luke might have slowed down there to allow Scotty to have that DRS, and he's just trying to fight these 3, but I don't think there's going to be much he's going to be able to do. Rear light flashing there for Parswell. I think down towards turn number 3 is going to be his best shot. It's all about the exit of turn number 2 as he powers himself down towards turn number 3. Tetris losing more position, seems to be fighting away on those harder compounded tyres. The DRS definitely, most certainly powerful around this racetrack, but definitely got an undercut coming from Parswell later in this race. Clunking into the wall there's of turn number 5, and now we go towards 6, just trying to tip those fronts in. There moves in this championship to be made. Another penalty being made. We already picked up penalties. It's not I'm taking corners like it's a 5-lapper lobby over here. Maybe some team orders down at Aston Martin. We'll see. if Scotty will be able to get the jump, being able to try and get some team orders, swap with the drivers around. As looks to be some rain in the air as well. I do know that there's plans of being changeable conditions in the last race, but didn't get in the lobby in time to see what the weather was going to be. Maybe should have checked that whilst we had the moment to do so. More concerned that the game elected to put me into a car, which seemed to be an interesting call from the game. But, DRS still active, so no concerns there of weather just yet. Maybe it's not going to be wet just yet. There's people pulling into pit lane already, so maybe front wing damage. Well, some people have already stopped, so not quite sure what the plan was there, but this is going to be hard conditions to try and make a move in. You've got to not make a mistake. I think Aston Martin need team orders. They need to make a swap. Got to let Scotty go. Inter's already being put on the car. Is it Inter's conditions yet? Well, that's going to be one thing that we need to check. Is it going to be Inter's conditions? Maybe a change of the lead, and it looks like it is a change of the lead as we come towards 9 and 10. Mercedes in the lead. Is this going to be a dummy call from Mercedes for the Inter tyres? Maybe just trying to check whether or not it's Inter's conditions. We'll see whether or not time is being gained. It looks like it's being lost, and lost quite severely through the corners on those Inters, so not quite yet. It's not time for Inters. Nigel being left in the dust. A McLaren and Alpine going side by side. Well, it's not the only time they've ever gone blow to blows. We all remember the contract issues of Oscar Piastri's. I think every Australian kept a close eye on them. It's, nothing yet. Scotty losing the rear there. What about Parsville? Was he able to get anything done through there? Doesn't look like he was, but he's going to be closer this time by than he was last. But just electing to stay in behind. Staying patient. Nothing to his moves yet. This is all about confidence in the car. Medium's definitely the better compound to be on. Time being lost on the Inters, so still not the tyre to be on. We all know the weather that Melbourne likes to chew up and spit out. Parsville, what has he got this time by? Dirty air clearly being a bit of a factor now, as time is being gained by the Inters just slightly there, but I don't know if that's particularly representable data, just based on who's in what car, but just not too sure. Aston Martin definitely can't double stack. We can see look like a little bit of standing water around those hard compounded tyres. Cars picking up 3-second time penalties in these conditions. You just got to be careful and not trip over each other. Luke definitely not being able to find time on the leaders in front. DRS still open. Are any of the Aston Martins in? None of them are in. Time still being lost by the Inter's tyres. We can all see that relative there. It's a very early call to jump to the Inters. Doesn't seem to have worked, although Alpine is in the box. What are they putting on the car? They're putting on Inters. So maybe they've been called as well by their team to come in on the intercompounded tyres. I still don't think that it's time for Inters. I still think as long as DRS is out, the longer you need to be out on these drier compounded tyres. As Freeze just coming towards the exit of pit lane now. I think this is going to be a little bit more representative time. He's got more time to push into. Although time being gained by the Inter's tyres, it looked like it might be now in order to come in off these compounded tyres and come into pit lane. A double stack by Alpine would hurt Scotty's championship an absolute bucket load. Is he gaining time? What is Freeze doing on these tyres? He's already gained a tenth, 2 tenths. It's time for Inters. We can see on the data he's gaining time and he's gaining even more. Inters are now the tyre to be on. So who comes into pit lane? We jump up to your leaders. Fury, what does he do? Or Nigel or Jetman in behind him. He started on that medium tyre. A softer compound. He's not elected to come in. The top 3 all staying out. We can see the time being gained. So is there car issues? Damage on Luke's car. Is he in? No. Is Scotty in? No. Parsville is coming into pit lane. I think this is going to be an undercut of a masterstroke. Freeze definitely gaining time. It's all about temperature and tyres and how well can you look after them. The two Aston Martins, are they going to go blow to blow and cost them each other more time? I think the undercut is definitely here. The McLaren is coming in with with Parsable as well. Where is he going to come out in all this? Inters are the compound to be on now. And Alpen coming around the last corner. It looks like he's going to get the jump on these drivers around him. It's going to be a fight between an Alpen and McLaren as we come towards turn number 1. It's going to be side by side, but the undercut far too powerful for those around. And well, Inter's the tyre to be on. So it's all about Parsable and how much time he can gain. People are gaining time on the Inters. You've just got to be able to find it. Freeze definitely finding the time on the Inters. It's all about setup. We're gaining time as we come through the middle sector. We're going to come to it now, and it looks like we are gaining. We've definitely gained a handful of tenths. It's all about Luke and Scotty and who elects to come in. Fury, Nigel, and Jetman also elected to stay out there. It was an interesting call by them. I think a DRS is still active. We'll go up to Jetman and still if he sees if he has it. But no, we can't see if anyone still has DRS. No one is quite close enough to be able to see. We'll jump down to Gilheri. Has he got DRS? Is DRS still active in this race? I believe it is. The leaders are coming in. Fury is in. Nigel is in. The two Aston Martins are swapping. I think it's a tactical substitution on who's going to come in. And it was by Luke. Just trying to jump out of the way. Well, Fury's still going to be able to come out in this lead, I think. But it's all going to be about where does Parsable come out in comparison into those Aston Martins. Fury's going to come out of pit lane now. And so is Nigel and Jetman. But has Parsable got an absolute masterstroke here? Is it a masterstroke? DRS is disabled. DRS is disabled. It's all going to be how much battery can he burn. Scotty's coming, he's powering his way out of the line now. But he's still going to be able to keep that position away from Parsable. But those Inters, not up to temperature. The time, the grip, the speed out the exit of turn 2 for the RB driver. Is it too much for the Aston Martin? Can he continue to defend? No. No, he cannot. Scotty's still ahead. I think a front wing change down there for Luke is why he's lost so many positions. So it's a battle for the championship. It's a battle for the ages now. Parsable, well, he's only got what he can do, but he does have to prey on others to be able to do the job. Fury special incoming, and I mean Fury special by putting into a wall because of his skill issues. Well, all I'm going to say is he's not on stream at the moment. Let's just leave it at that. Parsable, what kind of setup is he going for? Clearly more straight line speed than the Aston Martin driver. Clearly concerned about his ability to make overtakes. He's just running that lower downforce, so it's about those cornering speeds. What can he carry in these conditions? It's hard to run those lower downforce setups in these conditions. Scotty, well, he's a little bit of a shark. He's definitely in his element now, it being wet conditions. Definitely assists him. Fury, well, he's gaining so much time. It might be time to look at whether or not it should be in what tier next season. See if the admins can do their jobs. But T-Salmon swapping around. Tetra's still out on medium compound of tyres. Still thinking that the tyres are changing. It's all going to be about weather reports. So we're going to go back to dry compound of tyres. We might be. Can Parsable make the move now? Can he put himself up into the top 4? Well, we'll have to wait and see as we power ourselves down to turn number 3 now. He's looking towards that inside. Scotty electing not to defend. Maybe a little battery recharge. Maybe turn 9 is his best bet. Just trying to get that good exit out of the high-speed corners. See if he can stay in close behind the rear wing of the Aston Martin. It's all about setup and battery. There's no DRS to be able to assist you with these overtakes. It's going to be these two. They're going to be battling away for most of the race. Maybe we might see a mistake from somebody to be able to turn the tides of this race on its head, but it doesn't look like that's going to be able to be the play at the moment. They're gaining time from the car behind. We come towards turn number 9 once again. We jump on board. Nothing to be able to be done. We can see there fuel. He is over on fuel and he's gained in the braking zone. Electing for 5th gear. Is there anything he can do? Burning that battery, we can see that he's using here in the RB driver. We power ourselves down towards turn number 11. Nothing he can do. What about the Aston Martin driver in front of him? Is there anything he can be able to do to defend? But we can't see the battery. But he is over on fuel. He's over about a lap more than the car behind him. He's just not being able to take those cornering speeds in comparison to his championship antagonist. But the Shark's been hunting. He's been hunting and he's hungry. And the ultimate goal of the championship is the aim here. Nothing yet in terms of moves. Well, we'll jump down to Luke. He made the change. He swapped for his teammate in order to be able to make that change. Can the McLaren get in a fight? Are we going to get into a little bit of a scrap and a fight and a battle and a little bit of dirtiness between these drivers? Doesn't seem like we're going to be able to. A retirement, what seems to be in pit lane. So the first official retirement of the race. But a retirement nonetheless. And it's migrating host as well, so let's hope that we're not having to do a red flag here. But, well, rule 101 of lobby hosting is that you don't leave the session. So we'll have to see what happens about that. Yellow flags are back out. Not sure who's been given lobby hosting duties. But, and Luke there being able to make a move. McLaren did make a move, but interesting to see that behaviour. So Jacko's making that move. Luke got through as well, so not much that Freeze can do, and he's already been gapped by other drivers. No one else is really near anybody else, so it's kind of the gap between these two, and whether or not Jacko can catch up. I think it's P8 or P9 or lower from Scotty, and a podium from Parzival swings this championship. Going very deep there is Parzival. Laps are plenty to go. The Pink Bull hunting down the green machine. He's got to be able to chase after everybody else in front of him. He's got to change the battery modes. Caution in the last sector. It's a Williams going quite slowly. So not quite sure if there's an issue for Gilheri. But maybe there is. Maybe it was just a spin. We'll have to keep an eye on it. The behaviour tonight's been quite interesting so far. Doesn't look like we'll be going back to dry tyres anytime soon. Looks like in a good old-fashioned Melbourne-esque type day, the weather is here to stay, but, well, that can change in an instant. Jetman losing time. Maybe that's a lap car of Tetris in front. Looks like it might be. Well, let's check who picked up your fastest lap. Not that one. There we go. Well, your fastest lap's gone towards Fury, so in terms of championship hopes and dreams, it seems to be that Nigel's have fallen out of his grasp. And your gap to leader. Well, this pair far, far, far away from their the race leader. Hopes and dreams are over in terms of chasing down him, I suspect. Penalties, just a 3-second out in the field now. Everyone's made a couple of stops. Position changes. Scotty, a big winner here, up 4 positions. This race seemingly dug in these conditions. Luke getting past Jacko, the car behind, a couple of them squabbling away. And they're squabbling away, they continue to go for it. Side by side in the last couple of corners, contact's been made between the pair. Can the McLaren keep the car around the outside? Looks like it might have been a little bit of an up and under as we power ourselves down towards turn number 1. Not much action on track, but this is most certainly it. Luke seemingly having the clearest straight line speed over the McLaren driver. And he's being able to get that move done. Constructor's already sealed for Aston Martin. So it's a little bit more of, well, glory hunting, I suppose. Trying to get these moves done. Right, car just reluctant to turn in. And skating the car through. Turn 5. Oh, turn 4, sorry. Well, this pair hunting down a lap car as it currently stands. Scotty just not being able to find the time, or maybe a little bit of a hold-up duty from the Aston Martin driver. No moves are made yet. Well, it's fair to say as championship battles go, it's definitely been more exciting in previous races. No moves are able to be made in the wet conditions on this game, and that's just how the cookie crumbles on this game. But for our shark, Scotty hunting down the minnow of a championship, he won't care how it comes. Still no blue flags for the car in front. Tapping the wall there was the RB. It's all about this, the championship battle. Hopes and dreams are set here. Can the fire ignite once again? Can Parsons find himself just trying to get past this Aston Martin? Gaps are plenty within the rest of the field. So it seems to be this is all they're trying to hunt. Blue flags finally getting out of the way as the Haas. Yellow flags just trying to jump out of the way. This is the run. This might be the time as we come down towards the hairpin of turn number 3. Around the outside in these wet conditions is going to be brave. Can he keep the nose in as we come towards turn number 4? Or maybe throw Scotty off his line? It seems like he might have gone out onto the curb, but just giving him the room. These two, as respectful as they can between the pair for this championship battle. The car rattling around through the high-speed corners in these wet conditions. He tried it once. Can he try again? Luke definitely got a setup built more for these conditions than these two. Scotty still bleeding more time in front. Yellow flags in that final sector once again. And now we're being told to resume racing once again. So maybe just more issues with lap cars jumping out of the way. Is that Yilheri once again going slowly and pulling into pit lane? So might be a retirement here from both Williams drivers. Well, we're yet to see, yet to get a confirmation. Resume racing. Green flag flies once again. And Williams is just jumping out as we speak. Haas jumping out of the way of those around him. These two unaffected by the Williams in pit lane. So that's good for the pair. Jumping down to the back. Yilheri. Tetris picking up that position. Luke still catching up. Parsons may have burnt out his tyres or may be out of battery. Yellow flags out in sector 1. A slow going T Salmons having issues. Nothing for Parsons in terms of turn number 9. In terms of getting that overtake done. Penalties being picked up by our drivers with 10 to go. Scotty gaining a second on the car in front of him. So maybe as he found some pace, as he looked after his tyres, as he kept his temps down, the track might be going back to dry. Pars were just seeking that wet line there. So when is it going to go back to dry? Potentially, is that what we're thinking? No more rain up in the air. As you'll hear, he has retired from the race. Oh, another retirement once again. Freezy comes into pit lane and he's put on dry compound of tyres. Ladies and gentlemen, this is spiced back up. A couple of drivers putting tyres back on their cars of the dry variety. So, what about the leaders? What does he do? Fury Strat, well, not really had much competition out in front. Enters the compound to be on, or is it dry? Is he staying out? Nigel, the question now falls to him on what he wants to do. He has a chance maybe to try and an undercut, try something brave. Is it time for dry compound of tyres at kick? It is. Kick it is. It's dry compounded tyres down at kick. What about Jetman? What does he elect to do? He stayed out. Oh, we've got a message from him in the chat. Do I have you added? No idea. I got no idea. Nigel putting on the medium compounded tyres. The two Aston Martins and the RB staying out on inters. I suppose we can have a look. No. Do you know if your PS is anything? I don't know. Does it say here what you are? Your PS. Okay. Well, we'll see if we can find you. It's platform EA friends. There we go. Do have you added. Glad we didn't get stuck with communicating. Well, this race has been flipped on its head. Nigel ending up behind those there we go. Nigel ending up behind those on the inters. So undercut might be the play here, or maybe a little bit of a hold-up duty. Staying out is Fury. Guess Jetman's in AI in the Haas. Staying out. So mediums might not be the tyre of choice. It might still be inters on a dry track. Luke looking at a brave move here as we come towards the second last corner around the outside. Room is being given. Parsville coming in, not worrying about the overtake. An undercut once again, a chance. Hope being bled back into the RB side. Well, if there's anything that was going to be needed, it was going to be changeable conditions. It's going to be dry compounded tyres. It's just about what tyre we're putting on the car, and it's going to be hards. Oh, no, they've got mediums down at Aston Martin because they started on the hards. It's all going to be about this gap now. Does Fury keep going? Caution, yellow flags, 10-second time penalty for crossing the white lines at pit lane by Tetris. Well, might have been just trying to jump out of the way of a faster car. And that's how he picked that up, but... Well, Scotty, he's got a choice to be made now. It does look like a dry track. Or at least in my opinion looks like one. But Parzival not gaining time. So maybe just struggling with that tyre warm-up. Tyre change down at Mercedes. DRS is now enabled. Dry tyres are now the play. So I imagine we'll be seeing people coming in. It's all about Scotty though. A championship to fight for. A championship hopes and dreams on the line here. He's going to be coming in, and his teammate, is he going to follow him for a double stack? That he is. Nigel's going to be powering his way down towards the line now. An undercut that seems, well, not to be able to make anything stick. But is he gained time on those in front of him? Looks like he may have gained a decent chunk of out of time. Scotty, where is he? As we see the RB coming around the last couple of corners, it looks like he's been tiptoeing around and just unable to get that temp in the car. A double stack down at Aston Martin most certainly going to help him. But if anything, I think tyre temperature has been a problem for Parzival, unable to get them up to temp on those harder compounder tyres. And that kind of might be all over in terms of championship hopes. It says the Jetman's put on older compounder hards. Not quite sure what the decision making was there. Can I resend it? Never got it. With 7 laps to go, I don't really know why you'd care, but... Oh, that's game invites. If we get stuck here, I'm going to kill someone, because we have a championship to worry about. There you go. Scotty, well, gaining time on the car in front, looks like 2 seconds, so another podium to add to his tally might be the play. Parzival unable to find time in front of him, and we're stuck on nope, we're back. We better not get stuck on communicating with services, I swear to God. But Scotty on that medium compounder tyres, they're fired up nice and quick. Parzival gaining time on the car behind him. So that double stack at Aston Martin seems to have hurt those championship fights. But seems to be something to fight for in the end. Maybe Jetman can get back in his car. What can Parzival do? Dry tyres back on the car. We've gone back to dry situation. Time plenty being gained. A win decided already. I imagine that it's not going to be able to gain. Tetris picking up more penalties. Scotty, he's caught back up to the back of the half. So a podium on the cards here for the Aston Martin driver to finish the season with another one. I imagine that fastest lap will all be decided already, but maybe not yet. Maybe Scotty thinks he's got a chance. Maybe it's on for the Aston Martin driver as he pulls towards the inside. A Haas, it's going all the way! Scotty's around, and front wing damage! That is definitely going to be something in the paw of the championship fight. Parzival, a job to be done, time to be gained. Scotty, a front wing in which is missing an end plate. Well, we saw that happen. The two collided on the back straight. Drama aplenty between the pair. And well, it looks like we might be going to the steward's room after this one. He has got his championship. He has got his teammate in front of him. But Scotty, well, looks to seem that he might need to come in and change that. It doesn't seem like he's got the ability to turn the car as we currently stand, electing to stay out. And I think that's the only decision he's got left. Parzival, what can he do? He's got to be careful trying to get past the Haas now. Was that an issue with an AI or net connection? I'm not quite sure, but we'll be seeing that one in the post-race. Parzival with the podium at the moment. I'll see if we can calculate some live championship standing updates for you. Luke picking up into P4. Jetman losing another position. And we'll see if we can check the point system, try and do some calculating for you. P3 would be 20 points, which would mean that Scotty would need to be down in P13. So currently leading the championship. I think P2 is required, and 9th or lower, from memory, is required by Scotty. So still in hand of that championship, but that's definitely something that would imagine would be going towards the stewards. Luke hunting down those in front of him. A Ferrari off in the middle of nowhere, reversing out of the way. And well, I can tell you that the game doesn't like it when you do elect to reverse the car. It's jumping out of the way there of Fury. T. Salmons, 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. What is going on in these drivers' cockpits? Well, interesting things to say the least. Scotty down into P7. Front wing damage a problem. Jetman fighting away with him towards the inside. Goes Scotty. Those older compounder tyres that were put on Jetman's car. Seems to be that he can't do much about them. But these two might be battling away for quite some time. Doesn't seem like Scotty's going to lose quite enough positions. But on another day, on a different day, T. Salmon's retirement. Yellow flags are out. A Haas is round. No safety car. A virtual safety car. Drama clearly not over. But Interesting that T. Summons has lost it there. Maybe stops from somebody. A fastest lap attempt, maybe. Fury coming into pit lane, coming off the compounder tyres, coming off those hards. So he wants a fight between him and Nigel towards the end of this race. What compounder tyres are they putting on the car down at Mercedes? It seems to be the red or wallet tyres are being put on the Mercedes. And it seems to be a fastest lap attempt from the Mercedes driver. Does he come out in front of Nigel? This is all Nigel needs in terms of hopes and dreams in winning this one. A fastest lap attempt, maybe. But seems to be, it's going to be a fight out of turn 2. Nigel, he's going to be limited in that delta. He's going to have to find it somewhere. But no, a lap in which Fury is going to be able to take it away from him. Parzel trying to back up the Aston Martin here, just trying to get that exit, slowing down. Luke is hungry like a hippo as he tries Hunt down. Just on that exit, we don't know when it's going green. I imagine quite soon. As swapping around, a Haas selecting to overtake as he comes into pit lane. Scotty, DRS enabled. It did appear to be an overtake, but it wasn't. Seems to be caught off guard here. Luke and Parzival fighting away for the podium. Softs for the Fury strut seems to be the way to go as he's going to be able to find it. T. Salmon's left the session. Interesting as Luke went for the dive. And it seemed to be a dive from the 10-metre diving platform. We are around the diving centre of Melbourne. Got the swimming pools just in the background, and they've definitely got a diving pool. So maybe was just practising for an Olympic event, was there, the Aston Martin driver. But, well, I'd give him a score of 0 for that one. Maybe more moves to be made. Seems to be maybe a tap of the wall from Luke in behind. He has got that better compounder tyres on the car as he powers his way through. The DRS, we saw, get reactivated. It's gone from dry to wet to dry here in Australia. In Melbourne, that's a common occurrence for the weather to change in an instant. For all we know, we could have inters on for the final lap. Nigel already losing about a second to the car in front of him. So softs definitely the play for these last couple of laps. Definitely weren't the play earlier. Jetman also having put those soft tyres on. What can he do in terms of just trying to change up this championship? What can be done here? I think too much time is lost between everybody around. And it seems to be, it's just going to be a fight for the podium. Parzival, well, it's fair to say, he has earned this one if he comes down to it. But Luke's definitely hungry, wants another one in those Aston Martin, in those green colours. Coming towards the back straight now. Once again, a little bit unstable is the rear of Luke there as he just tried to tip the car in. So it won't be this time by, he'll be able to make that move. But maybe later on, we come towards turn number 9, the high-speed section of the track. The graveyard, as some people call it. We turp the car in. It just seems to be both of these drivers have a car not really set up for either condition. Seem to be struggling away. Maybe tyre temp is a bit of a problem. Luke's got to make this move. If he wants it now, it's got to be made now. It would be another podium for Parzival at this rate. It would make that 3 bronze medals or 3 P3s for Parzival in this championship. He's got 4 P2s. Luke, on the other hand, would be adding a second, but he has got 2 wins. With about a lap and a half to go. Seems to be the win decided. Fury going to be able to pick this one up. But as she currently stands, folks, Scotty, well, he's led the championship for some time. And as it currently stands, it's going his way. A fastest lap being picked up there. All in terms of hopes for Nigel. All being left in a bit of the dust. And it seems to be those harder compounder tyres just having a little bit of better grip at this stage. Luke just trying to recharge that battery. Just trying to find some more battery. Where is it going to come from? As they come towards turn number 11. Stuck in that DRS like glue. stuck in it like some form of super glue or banana glue or gorilla glue have been put on those tyres, or maybe some flex tape, who knows, have been put on those medium compactor tyres to keep them together in order to try and power our way through to try and make these moves. We come towards the final lap of the race, and it seems to be a podium that was going to go the way of the RB driver. How much battery has he got left in the car? But to be honest, it's not about these two. It's not about them. It's about our championship leader. It's about Scotty, and he's going to be able to start his final lap here within this championship. It's fair to say a win that won't be going his way. He's had plenty of them this season. He's got 4 to his name. He hasn't picked up a P2 yet, and he'll leave this championship without a P2. He's got a single P3 to his name. He's got 9 top 10s, and maybe if he can find a bucket load of time, it might be a 10th. It'll be another top 10, so it'll be 12 to his name. A top 10 in every single race. 2 fastest laps with 4 drivers of the day. A front wing damage that was anything but nothing of his fault. But a championship that he's led for a long, long time. The yellow led with the green car, with the green lid as well. It leads to be a little some form of Australian colours to try and find his way to win this championship. It's fair to say it was a while since we'd seen him on the top step of the podium. It was a while since we'd seen him win something, but it seems to be fair that he's earned this one through through blood, sweat and tears. He's found his way, and he's crawling his way into the last sector now as we currently speak. The shark has hunted. He's hunted and he's hunted. He's eaten those wins. He's eaten those podiums. He's eaten those driver of the days. But he's going to be winning the ultimate fish here, out here in Australia. The podium is decided with Parsifal on top of it. But Scotty, nonetheless, he's not going to care about the podium. He's got something bigger in his mind, and he's going to have something bigger in his hand. It's called the Drivers' Championship Trophy, something that he's earned as he comes across the line here. Aston Martin picking up a winner with Scotty, a championship, and through heart, sweat and tears, a championship to your man Scotty, 793, and a spinning arse in the background for good measure. Well, it's fair to say it's been one that's taken its fair share to get to this point. Either way, he won't care. He's on the top step. Your podium already having been decided. But a season that came down to the wire, it's fair to say it would require a big effort from Parsifal to win that one. Parsifal doing nigh all he could to try and win that one. But your shark of Scotty, victorious here out in AUSF1. Well, there it is. Driver of the day towards Parsifal. Your race winner of Fury. Cleanest driver, most overtakes towards Scotty. And fastest lap was picked up by Jetman. As we await our drivers. As we await our drivers to join us, we'll just tag them, give us a moment. We'll see if any of them jump in here. One of them's jumped over there already, so I've got to jump over. Oh, we'll await the other drivers before we do get her started. It's, slowly our drivers jump in here, and it's fair to say we'll do things well out of order for tonight's proceedings. Start this one quite awkwardly. We'll start out with our race winner, Fury. See you're on mute there, good sir. How are you this evening?
Okay. I'm good, mate. I love a bit of rain.
bit of rain, bit of Melbourne weather for the final race. It's fair to say.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. Nige and I kind of got lucky with the fact that Jetman was AI and he was on the other side of the grid, so we could kind of go about our business. And he held me up in the dry. I could just see he started to struggle a little bit in the changeable conditions as it did start to rain. Took an opportunity when I got it, and then just made use of the fact that I kind of just drove the wheels off it in the wet conditions, despite the fact that I had no wing on the car. So that was even more fun. Built the gap, and then yeah, threw on the softs at the end to try and get fastest lap. However, was denied by Jetman.
Yeah, well, it was interesting to see you slap on the softs. Thought it might be a faster slap for a bit of fun. Maybe a little bit of a battle there with Nigel if he got the other side of you. But a dominant display from yourself. Is this something we're going to see in the future as we lean towards 26? Or F1 26? Or F1 25
Oh,
DLC, whatever you want to call it?
F1 25.2.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see. Like the results have been kind of starting to come together a lot more. The qualifying's sort of been helping. Starting towards the pointy end is yeah, it's super helpful. Just the fact that you're not caught up in the midfield drama is the easiest way to put it. So last few races just been starting at the front and being able to just stretch the legs a little bit in clean air and battle got like not Nigel. He's super respectful of the track, leaves heaps of room and make sure that there's no contact between the two. So um, yeah, we'll see what these cars offer up because I think that'll be the bigger question mark of what these cars are going to do in the new DLC more than anything. So yeah, no, should be fun. I'm looking forward to it now.
Well, congratulations on your win this evening. We'll look forward to seeing you on track. We'll definitely be seeing you on track. None of this if but maybe. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you and the netball club. As we move on, well out of order. P3 now Drivers' Championship. Another podium for yourself picked up this evening. Nigel, how did you see that one?
Uh, yeah, I was pretty happy qualifying P1. Um, yeah, I saw my other rivals, Scotty and Parsville, qualified a few places later. So I thought, if I try and get a good lead, might be able to score big points to at least clinch second in the championship. Yeah, I was pretty comfortable, but then when the rain started, yeah, I'm not the best in rain, so I need to practice that more. But yeah, Fury was just way too fast for me. And then yeah, I tried pitting earlier than him onto mediums, see if I could catch up. But I got stuck behind a few cars on inters. And then when he pitted for softs, yeah, I thought, oh, this is a good chance to try and win it. But yeah, it was way quick on softs. So congrats to him.
Yeah, big congrats out to him, but another podium for yourself. It's fair to say you were an outside chance, but you did keep yourself in it there. We're hopeful for a while. What are we seeing you from the future? More podiums, more wins, more sort of that sort of stuff as we look towards the next game or the updated game. What should we call it? You can
Uh,
decide what you want to call it. Updated game, new game, whatever you want to call it, you decide.
I think I feel like a new game, so F1 26. But yeah, I had a good strong end to the season, so hopefully I can carry that on into the new game. But it'll be interesting to see how much they, you know, follow closely to the rules. Be interesting, sort of managing battery. Yeah, so it could completely change up the grid, really.
Yeah,
So we'll see how it
definitely.
goes.
Definitely going to be an interesting one on how they elect to look after the regs going forward. But well, a brave call nonetheless. But big congratulations to yourself. A championship to
Thanks.
be proud of. Might not be the big one coming home, but is something nonetheless.
Yeah,
But we'll jump over to Parsville P3 on track, P2 in the Drivers' Championship. Well, you kept yourself in it for as long as possible. It seemed to be slipping further and further apart, and then out of nowhere, well, there was an incident out of nowhere. We'll definitely be getting Scotty's thoughts on that. But how did you see that one tonight?
Yeah, I had a pretty good view of that one. Scotty got up with the AI of Jetman towards the end. He'll be able to shed a bit more light, but that's how I saw it from behind there. Yeah, I also got tangled up with Jetman's AI at the start. The AI pushed me onto the grass and turned me sideways and just literally bounced off a couple of cars until I was straight again. So that was what happened to me at the start. But yeah, it was just to move along and just salvage what I could. It was a huge gap to try and overhaul, especially not with a full grid. So unfortunate there, but I mean Scotty's deserved it all season. So congratulations to Scotty on the win, well deserved. Couldn't have gone anywhere else. So
Yeah, definitely a big congratulations from Scotty. Everyone's getting asked it so far. More from the future from you on, updated game, new game, DLC game. More from the future, or what are we looking at going forward?
but yeah, it'll obviously depend on what they bring to the new game, and how they relate it all. It'll be a wait and see how it goes at the moment. But you know, we all love our F1, and it's the only F1 game that we've got. So we're all suckers, and we play it anyway. So
Yeah, I think that's definitely a feeling from a lot of us. But it's fair to say you put as much as you could in to try and get that out here this evening, and just didn't quite fall your way. We should be proud of your efforts nonetheless.
cheers, and thank you for doing comms on the final round as well, mate.
Yeah, no worries, mate. All good. Well, it's fair to say, finally up to the man that we've all wanted. The Shark, he's hunted, and he's 8 wins and podiums galore. Top 5s and top 10s, I think, in every single round this season. I think it's 4 or 5 driver of the day for the Shark, ending up eating the ultimate fish that is the Drivers' Championship. Scotty, sir, you must feel delighted.
I'm still trying to get the life back into me after the contact down the back straight, considering that I thought the championship hopes were gone right then and there. But yeah, what can I say? Brilliant season from me. Obviously, a couple of lucky races and victories earlier on in the season, but that's sort of chalk them up, sort of get a bit of a lead early, and then yeah, just sort of, as many people know me as, sort of, I'm very consistent in the races and just stay out of trouble for 99% of the time. So obviously that's just sort of, that early lead just sort of helped me coast when you had Nigel, you had Fury come in. Of course, you had Puzzle making a good challenge at the end there. So obviously shout out to all those guys. Obviously knew what the goal was today, top 6, no matter who did what, sealed it. So yeah, like Paz said, turn 1 ugly with Jetman's AI car, which we knew was going to happen. I was in a Teams chat with Luke, so he started ahead of me, so we knew just to take it care, and he was sort of the battering ram that sort of helped move Jesse out of the way, so I got through, but then nearly got taken out off the exit of turn 2, so messy lap 1. I was in position, just had to stay there, sort of just match what the weather was going to do, which we did that. Obviously, I was boat in the intermediate conditions, as Pars would most certainly be able to tell you, considering that he could not get past me with the stupidly low wings I decided to run. But yeah, and then mediums at the end. I haven't looked back at the incident with the AI car. I knew it was maybe going to take the racing line, but I thought I was going to be up far enough that the AI would not be stupid enough to cut across on me, but clearly did not hear that, did not understand the memo, and yeah, there was just a slight bit of contact, got onto the grass, and probably very lucky it didn't rip me front left off, if I'm perfectly honest. So yeah, as I said, someone was looking down, got a little bit lucky, so obviously slowest last 5 laps ever around here. So we'll take it, win the chip. but yeah, shout out to Luke as well, because obviously that's the overalls for Aston Martin as well. So me and Lukey also picking up the tier 2 constructors as well. So a bit of a triple crown from me, which I'm very thrilled. But shout out to Botanical and Voider as well. We sort of knew how tier 1 was sort of going towards the end of the session, but those guys still rocked up. They still scored massive points to us for us. So yeah, can't say anything else, but yeah, shout out to all the Astons boys, and yeah, we worked bloody hard this season to bring home a lot of the championships this season. So yeah, absolutely wrap for everybody.
Well, big shout out to you, big shout out to those boys, but congrats on the Drivers' Championship, and glad to hear that the front left wasn't torn off. I think you hit that just right at the correct angle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote here at AUSF1. Big congratulations out to Scotty here picking up the Drivers' Championship, and a big thank you out to admins, owners, staff alike, whether you do stewarding or jump in the comms, although at the moment I'm currently the only, Kev seems to be the only comms, but guess big shout out, big pat on the back to myself. That's all she wrote over here at AUSF1. Looking towards the future, we'll see what has in terms of the 26 DLC. I think imagine quite similar reaction from yourself at that, Scotty. So we'll skip over that one, but well, will be good evening and good night for the rest of the season, as that is all she wrote here at AUSF1. We do thank anyone participating, watching, all those alike, and we'll see you in the future.